Is Donald Trump's grip on the Republican Party finally beginning to slip in the heart of the Deep South? The upcoming Alabama Senate runoff isn't just about filling a seat, it is a high-stakes litmus test for the former president's endorsement power, and the result could send shockwaves all the way to the 2024 election cycle. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and ensures you don't miss out on these critical updates as the political landscape shifts. The situation in Alabama has moved rapidly. Senator Tommy Tuberville's decision to pursue the governorship has effectively blown the doors off the Republican primary, creating a vacuum that has drawn in a crowded field of hopefuls. Now, after a grueling 7-way contest, we are down to the final two, Representative Barry Moore and former Navy SEAL Jared Hudson. They are set to face off on June 16, and the stakes could not be higher. At the center of this firestorm is Donald Trump's endorsement. Trump has firmly planted his flag in the camp of Representative Barry Moore. During a recent tele-rally, the former president didn't mince words, calling Moore a true America First patriot who stood by him from the very beginning back in 2015. For those who aren't familiar with the history, Moore was, in fact, the first elected official in the nation to back Trump's inaugural run. For Trump, this is about loyalty and cementing his influence among the staunchly conservative House Freedom Caucus. But here is the twist that has political analysts sweating. Trump's track record in Alabama isn't a perfect winning streak. While the MAGA brand is strong, local politics in Alabama are notoriously unpredictable. The Republican electorate here is fiercely independent, and they aren't always swayed by national figures, no matter how influential they might be. Then, there is the challenger, Jared Hudson. Hudson managed to squeak into this runoff, narrowly besting Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall. For those watching from the outside, Marshall seemed like the heavyweight in this fight. He's the state's top law enforcement officer, he has massive name recognition, and he's been at the center of the recent legal battles regarding congressional maps and Supreme Court redistricting. The fact that Hudson managed to leapfrog over an established figure like Marshall proves that the primary voter base is looking for something specific, perhaps something outside of the traditional political establishment. So, what does this actually mean? If Moore wins with Trump's backing, it reinforces the narrative that the Trump endorsement remains the golden ticket in Republican primaries. It signals that the America First coalition is still the dominant force in the party. However, if Hudson pulls off an upset, it suggests a potential disconnect between national leadership and the grassroots voter base in Alabama. It would be a significant blow to the perceived infallibility of the Trump endorsement, especially in a state that is famously deep red territory. Moreover, whoever wins this runoff will face the eventual Democratic nominee, meaning the Republican Party cannot afford to look divided. A bitter, protracted primary runoff that consumes resources and creates internal friction is exactly what the Democrats are hoping for as they look to flip or hold seats in an increasingly polarized Senate. The dynamics here are complicated, and the outcome is anything but certain. We are looking at a collision between party loyalty, local name ID, and the sheer force of a national political movement. The race between Moore and Hudson is a microcosm of the current struggle within the Republican Party, the tension between honoring the past and defining the future of the conservative agenda. So, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Trump's endorsement is still enough to guarantee a victory, or are voters in Alabama starting to look for candidates beyond the national spotlight? Does loyalty to Trump outweigh other factors in this race? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one, and am curious to see how you think this will play out on June 16th. We will be tracking this race closely as we approach the final runoff date. Politics is moving faster than ever, and as we've seen in Alabama, even the biggest names can find themselves in a nail-biter of a finish. Stay tuned, stay informed, and keep your eyes on the ballot box. I'll see you in the next one.